at VMworld 2019 in San Francisco, and we're visiting with the Morpheus booth. Can you tell me a little bit about the company and what you're showing here at VMworld?
Yeah, sure. So I'm with Morpheus Data. We're an automation and orchestration platform. In fact, we actually won Best of VMworld last year at this event for that category. This year, we're talking to customers about how they can standardize and automate provisioning new application stacks into VMware or OpenStack, AWS, Azure, so they have one way to automate provisioning and standing up new applications very, very quickly.
And how do you work with VMware, and how do you fit into the ecosystem?
Sure, VMware is a great partner of ours. We have a lot of integration points into VMware. One of the problems we see with customers is they have dozens of tools that don't actually talk to each other. So a big part of what we do is bring those together. From a VMware perspective, we integrate with vCenter, of course. We also integrate with vCloud Director, with VMware integrated OpenStack. We tie into NSX. We even tie into VMware on AWS. So we not only tie into the VMware suite, but also a lot of the other ecosystem partners here at the event. So we can connect to Infoblox, F5, HPE, Dell, SolarWinds. As I look around the event, I probably have 20 partners that we actually talk to, and a lot of them are represented here on the graphic.
And do you have something here that you're showing off at the booth that we could take a look at, maybe get a demo?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, last month we announced our Kubernetes engine. So not only do we help customers provision and automate deployments into their vSphere and VMware environments, but we also released a full CNCF certified Kubernetes distribution so they can stand up and manage Kubernetes clusters and then deploy application containers to those. So we can talk about the ability to do bare metal, VMware, and Kubernetes from a single orchestration platform.
Great. So what are we going to look at?
So today we're going to actually look at a lot of the new stuff we've added to Morpheus. As you're familiar with it being an automation platform, I'm going to show you some of the things we're doing with Kubernetes and leveraging containers, as well as our VM-based automation.
Great.
So here we actually have our provisioning instances area. So you can actually see several instances are already up and running, and they range in type from containers to VMs, as well as bare metal. Deploying something is very easy. I can just say I want to add a new instance, and you get this service catalog. Service catalog exposes a range of items we provide out of the box, and you can fully customize it, ranging from web servers to base OSs. For example, say I want to apply Apache. I can deploy this Apache instance as a container as a VMware bare metal. One cool thing I like to show here is first you can pick a group and a cloud, and that just lets you do governance, policy enforcement, naming policies, things like that. But I can also pick different clouds like VMware. When I pick VMware, it's detected that I have a Kubernetes cluster there, so I can actually deploy this in a namespace. We have full namespace management with Kubernetes. This is what's new actually as of about a month ago or so with 4.0. It also knows that we can do VM-based, so I can actually pick VMware Apache on Ubuntu, I can pick it on CentOS, and get similar options. I can pick my network like you would see, I can add multiple disks. This wizard kind of adapts to where it's provisioning to. It also ties into Infoblox or IP address management, so it's actually going to pick that IP address management. I can pick a network type. Okay, next, I can also do code deployment as an option, so I can deploy a web server, web application to it. I can tie it to a load balancer, F5, A10, NetScaler, Avi networks, or public cloud. So this works on all the public cloud services as well. Okay, next, and complete that. And that all ties into a lot of other automation engines such as Ansible, Chef, and Puppet as well, and SaltStack. There's a lot more to it. One other thing I would like to show really quick is just managing a Kubernetes cluster is very deep. You can see deploying them takes about 15 minutes. You just pick a cluster and off it goes. And you can also dig into a cluster and see brownfield inventory, see statistics going on. Really great for just managing and maintaining that Kubernetes lifecycle.
So where do you see the industry going over the next 12 months?
So I see a lot of things going on. I think from our perspective, we see the industry moving a lot more to defining things as code, as well as moving and bridging the gap between virtualized technology as well as container technology. That's why this year we've made a big push on the Kubernetes front, as well as focusing on things like functions as a service. You'll see with some of the recent VMware announcements as well, where they also are kind of seeing that picture kind of make its way to the forefront. That's where Morpheus sets itself aside from other people, is because we work container native first. We really do a great job at bridging that gap between your VM-based infrastructure as well as the latest container technologies.
Great.